No one's coming to save you, baby boy, is what I'll say for this season 9 Love is Blind finale. You guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Ashley. This is My Sweet Perspective. That's Tyra. And Struggle Reviewz TV. How are y'all today? Let us know. Drop in the chat. Let us know how you're feeling today. Tyra, how are you? And are you ready to get into Love is Blind, the third live of the night? You have anything to say?
Yeah, and we have me emotional out here. I want to talk about this. We have things to discuss because are we surprised? But we surprised because man, I ain't want to see that.
I know. Welcome everybody. Welcome. Hope everybody's having the most amazing night ever. But let's get into it. We're gonna start over here with Allie and Anton because we go through all the things because somebody gotta go. We gotta have a wedding for somebody, Tyra, since everybody else is left. You know what I mean? So we had to have something over here. And we have Allie, we have Anton, and we've got the preparation going into the wedding day. And then of course the actual wedding where things didn't go according to plan. Allie had some reservations. We knew he didn't have a cute coin for her. The friends seconded that emotion. Like, are you good with that? Like, is you cool with, she said he's got a great job. She said, no, just kidding. He's got a good job. Like, it's decent, right? And of course, he's talking to his friends. He's gonna say yes no matter what. I'm gonna say yes, because what's the worst that can happen? His mama is trying to console and comfort him, like, you know what? Yes, baby, you say yes, and if y'all get married, great. And if she says no, that's fine too. You know what I mean? They're going through it. His friends are like, so what's so great about her? He's like, well, she doesn't cook, she doesn't clean, but she's beautiful. She looks good. It's good for aesthetics. Again, this is just still so superficial. Their connection was never really, again, other than English as a second language, I don't really understand the point or premise of this. And the pods didn't tell us anything. And I know it's heavily edited, heavily produced, but it gave us literally nothing. Like, we have no basis for a foundation of any type of romantic relationship with these two. So when she gets up there, he says yes, and she says no. I'm so sorry. Baby, she runs off into the darkness. His one friend said, effing B, cold-hearted tramp. I said, what? And he proceeds to go back, eat all the chips that they had back there in that bowl, and, get ready for his libations of the night, I suppose. Tyra, were you shocked by any? She said, you're cold-hearted. I was like, oh my God.
It was, what is that? Daddy's little girl. She's like, get away from my daddy, tramp. Like, tramp. Come on, sir. Why are you so bad? We knew the writing was on the wall for this dynamic. I guess, I don't know who whispered in their ear what production team member was saying, we need somebody to make it to the altar. We need at least two, we need some people to make it. We can't have a season where nobody makes it or it's just one. Can y'all please, make fetch happen? The way they had nothing in common. Girl, when Allie's friend said, well, you sure this commoner, a woman of your caliber, a truck driver, are you mad? It's like he has, and did speak up, Alex? Just say ambition. Ambition don't pay the bills. He has potential. We don't work with the men with potential. You're Allie, girl. Wake up. She's like, well, I love him. I really love the girl. I love him. I care about him so much. Then Anton says something. Yeah, she don't cook. She don't clean. She really don't do a damn thing. I see something in her though. There's an inner purpose. The worst thing she could ever do is turn me down at the altar. I need her to say yes. I want that woman. That's my wife. This is your wife, Anton. This could never be your wife, and we met your mother. Oh, my good boy, my golden boy. Do you need me to wipe your ass and tie your shoes, son? Because I'll do that for you because you're precious. If she doesn't see your worth, who you are, all that you give, you're a gem. You're the prize. Oh my golden, my son, you're perfect. It's like mama back. When mama went in there to like nudge Allie, like, oh, he wants this so much. You're not going to say no, right? Or are you not going to say no to my son? He loves this love, it's like, let me go in there, do a little damage control. Like, don't you get up there and deny him. You're going to say yes. See, right? Yeah. Uh, yeah, don't be coming in here trying to lay that mama charm on me. I might not want to marry your son. But he was all devastated. I was like, are you really? With his family dynamic, the disappointment in the fact that they could, oh, you get away from my daddy, tramp, you tramp, and he's just like, oh, this was never your wife, this wasn't your woman. You have completely different family values, dynamics, and what you want out of a wife. And you sat here all disappointed that Allie didn't say yeah, and she turned away at the altar. She knew she wasn't gonna say yes, and deep down, he's happy that she did.
Absolutely. And when her mama said, "And he drinks like a fish," we don't do that where I'm from. We don't do that. Are you sure? I knew when mama said that, I knew Allie wasn't doing that. And then the sister, the long lost sister, ended up coming who wasn't supposed to be there at the wedding. It was a thing. I guess I still don't get if you know in your mind, in your heart, you're not deliberating. She knew she was gonna say no to that man. When they got to the altar, how do you enlist your whole family to come and support the foolishness? Roses Bud, thank you so much for the $5 super sticker. High five. High five.
It's the lingering when it's like, did you take this man to be this? And they're like, and then they pan to the family and pan back over to the pan to the family. And they're like, oh, it's like, I can't marry you. Oh God, no, why? Your mom was very disappointed. Like, oh, she doesn't deserve you. My golden, what's it? Call him a golden boy again, mama. You probably are probably the problem. But just with his family values, Ali could never be his wife. And she knew this man didn't have enough money. I can make it work. She's like, oh, when they were down at the lodge drinking hot cocoa, a woman of your caliber? Really? You're gonna lower your standards and go be with Anton? Are you crazy? It's like, yeah, this is not a wedding party celebrating your union.
Absolutely not. And again, he wanted a trad wife type situation. And they never talked about the thing, Luna X. These two. I just wanted to really talk without jumping around the subject. It was just so irritating after a while. They never really called the thing a thing. She did attempt to approach him about the drinking, but it was met with resistance and denial and, weaponized incompetence. Like, I don't know. What happened to the tequila?
Hated that she waited till like after she said no, and it's just like, oh, it's just what I know about him and what I learned from the friends and about his personal life. It just was too. Y'all never even addressed those things. That's why we knew it was never going to go anywhere.
No, it wasn't. And I think that's when she ultimately made her decision and stopped caring. She knew that wasn't the life she wanted to live. And that would have freaked me out too. If you're lying about it, it's one thing just to be like, yeah, I did it. I drink it every night. First of all, I don't know how comfortable I would be with a man drinking 7 nights a week. I just would feel like, oh, are you dependent? And then when he said, I can stop at any time, I said, oh, Buki, that would have been it. And you misplaced a whole bottle of tequila, sir. Like, I'm not going to clock your intake. You're a grown-ass man. If you want to be a lush, go be a lush alone. Now, let's get over here. Sparkle Meg and Jordan, and an update, apparently, that I wasn't privy to when I did all my short form content for them. But, she doesn't drag him to the altar. Sparkle Meg sits him down on the couch. Jordan, it's too much. You're a father. I'm not. I'm selfish. I don't want to live that life, Buki. I'm so sorry. I like to go to Paris on a Wednesday at 3:00. I like to golf on Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. And that'll just never be your life, Jordan. We're so different. He says, how are we different? Because I drink my chicken smoothies. She said, yes. I don't want you. We actually saw Jordan shed a tear. And now I don't know if it was a tear he was shedding for the bag or if he will truly miss Megan. But Sparkle Meg said, I can't take you down through there. It's just not a fit, Jordan. I realized I'm much more selfish than I am. You're a father, and I'm just not ready to take on that commitment. After meeting baby, mind you, which Meg, girl, come on, Sparkle Meg. You knew what it was. You knew he ain't have enough bread. When that man told you he drove a Kia, you knew it was a problem, and you kept bringing it up. And then when your friends had the audacity to say, Jordan, how's it feel driving up in your Kia? And she pulls up in her Range Rover. Do you feel emasculated? Does that make you feel poor? Is that what it feels like, Jordan? Is that what it feels like to be poor? This was just a bad dynamic every way through. But her excuse, very telling when I found out through the grapevine, Sparkle Meg has had a whole baby by the time we're at this reunion. Not pregnant, but has a baby.
That's what I assumed with that trailer that they end off in, after this episode.
I thought maybe she was pregnant, but you've had your child? Oh, you've got okay. All right. So yeah, but they don't make it to the altar. That was it. Tyra, Megan, and Jordan, any thoughts?
Jordan said, I wish I never met her. It's Carl Thomas. I wish I never met you. I wish I never introduced you to
He
my
should
damn
have never
daughter.
until the wedding. It was only 4 weeks. He should have never
I don't know.
introduced her to the baby.
I don't know why they went. I can understand it, but I would have preferred, unless it's, I don't care if it's like, yeah, this is daddy's wife already, but here we are. With the way that this process works, nobody should be beating anybody's kids, honestly. Um, her trying to make it happen over the diabetes coming early, it's crazy.
In the
And
dream,
the
the sister's dream.
and the sister's like, yeah, because you'll do that, Megan. You'll do that. That little boy, that little boy. I was like, Luca got a whole bunch of time to not even be on the show. That little boy, it's just such a serious dynamic, and you'll make it happen, Megan. You'll do this just off the strength of that little boy who need. I was like, Luca has two living, breathing parents. It was like she's taking. It's like, oh, I'm just gonna adopt this lonely kid who has no one. He has diabetes. What are you talking about? He's not the Luca's life is not resting on your shoulders. But even if they, the fact that they would even mention like you'll make it work, even if you know Jordan isn't the right one, just because that baby has diabetes, and you, what? I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't like that Jordan just made it a minimal thing with, well, if I just had money, we would have this. I don't think you would be compromising in a way for Megan emotionally and being available in that way, even if you did have the money. That's just not your personality and who you are. Like, say, I'm a simple guy. I don't even know why. I just want to know why you brought it out the pots. If I had money, we wouldn't even be here. No, because if you have the money, some things that you just don't do as a person, those just aren't things that you want to do. I don't think he's emotionally available in that way, or maybe in like a romantic sense, or that's just not him. But she knew this. She knew this. He didn't present anything, in the past
Different.
that was special, or like this isn't who I am. Luca and Legos is what he presented in the past, and that's what you got out here. She pretended that she could lower these standards and not care about those things or his financial means, and we're just gonna be happily married. You knew this wasn't that, lady. You knew this wasn't that. I, I didn't feel sorry for it. I'm glad that they didn't go through the dynamics of going down
Me
the
too.
aisle. Jordan shouldn't have introduced Luca and Legos to Megan, and she shouldn't have tried to make it go around just because it's like she felt indebted or committed because I can't leave this man and not
Diabetes.
marry him. His son has diabetes, lady, just like my father. Did I tell you my father had diabetes? We knew. We knew that little boy, it's just a lot. And I don't, this whole experiment has me questioning if I even want to be a mother. It's like, Megan, please.
Girl.
Megan, please. This was something long awaited because we knew that this wasn't going anywhere. But they pretended like it was, especially
Yeah.
Megan.
They were
Thought it
just
was.
so different. And it's okay to be different. But I think when you get the realization that you guys just are not on the same type of time, and you're right, Tyra, having money, I think, was a part of the issues, but intrinsically, I just think they have different core values of life. Like when he broke it down and was like, no, I want to raise my child. I don't want a nanny. Like, I want my child to learn the value of a dollar, of not being handed everything on a silver platter. And you can tell she gonna spoil her babies. This was just not, I think, fundamentally going to be a match. While he didn't want to compromise, Megan wasn't gonna compromise too much either. She said, okay, not 2.5, I'll go down to 1.5 million, the house. But that's about as good as she was gonna, you know what I mean? She's like, I want to eat out every day. Jordan said, I like my chicken smoothies. Night and day, different sides of the track. And I think, the thing about a relationship and a marriage is, of course, that if you put in the work, things can work. However, both parties have to be open to compromise and working, and that's not the vibes that
No, don't
anybody
take
was
her
giving.
whenever. But he's like, I'm not stopping you from that. You can go do that. But yeah, it's the fact that you don't
A
want to compromise
partnership.
a little bit to come with me. Like it's not even. Yeah, those are all these days on the calendar are Luca days. But that 23rd, maybe that's all you, Megan. That's when we go and do our thing. It's just like, yeah, I don't do that. Well, what about Luca? It doesn't be the hell. We think I'm gonna drag my son around the country with you? That's not the same as you not having money, Jordan.
See, Golden, I thought Casey's boyfriend was the one who told her to do the show. Did Meg have somebody tell her to do the show? I thought that was Casey, the one with the
It
Asian
was
bro.
crazy from my understanding. I didn't hear too much about Megan, but stuff comes out afterwards.
Rose's Bud, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Did she start knocking boots soon after filming? She had to, because I think it's about a year out in post production. When the season airs and then the reunion. But her baby's born, and she don't have no baby fat on her. She looks snatched in them pictures, from what I can see in the reunion picture. So, child, I don't know. But let's go here to the main event, because this is what we've all been waiting for. And do I give a disclaimer before this? My block ministry strong. If you come in here trying to silence Black women about our opinion or constructive feedback on the show, I block. Tyra don't. I block. My block ministry is super strong. Because here's the thing. People act like if you're on a public platform, just something as small as YouTube, or as big as a Love is Blind or a Love Island, that you're not subject to feedback because you're a Black woman or a Black man, or I don't know where that comes from. But in my book, right is right and wrong is wrong. And there's no reason KB let this go to the altar. Now, they've been in the comments saying, well, that's the point of the show. You go to the altar. You go to the altar. These heifers get paid $1,000 a week. I found it. I read it. They get $1,000 a week for every week that they're on the show. Ain't no $50,000 penalty. Ain't no $50,000 bag that they're going to get if they stay. For me, knowing his mental health, all right, knowing the conditions, knowing how he spazzes, the fact that you drug him there, let your mama go in there and comfort him, knowing his mama ain't even show up to the day, and you ain't pull him to the side and say, listen, Edmond, I bet you was smart, you was kind, like she did. She helped him at the end. Like, you was smart, you was kind, you was important. Why couldn't you have had that the night before and at least just let him know, like, we can still go through this. However, it's going to be a no for me, Edmond. Baby, I'm telling you, in Mexico, I would have said, Edmond, this is not going to work. Before he put on that cape and hopped in that cabinet, Edmond, baby, you're not my husband, all right? So we go through the whole course of everything where you chopping him up, you calling him a fool, a child, a bitch. You're doing all of those things, knowing full well your mission was never to marry this man, sister. It never was. Nobody is going to make me believe it. Nobody. You wanted a platform, baby. You might have wanted to come up. You might have wanted that small bag. But I'll say it once, I'll say it again, I'll say it again and again. All money ain't good money. And I feel like you reap what you sow, and you just don't do somebody who's downtrodden like this. And I'm not infantilizing him, and I'm not blaming KB for the man that Edmond is. What I'm saying is, if you know that there is an altered power dynamic, if you know he's not at full capacity to meet wits with you or match your energy or any of those things, there's no way you string him around the Penrose path. Because, baby, when The Blind Side came out there and she hugged this boy and said, Edmond, I loved you. I loved you, baby. Call me mama. She said, call me mama. And he gave Blindside. It was special though. Like, I cried. I teared up when the teacher came out, when we found out his mama ain't show up, which wasn't news for me because she was an ancient. I told y'all back then, I told you who his mama was. She wasn't there before. She'll never be there again. Anyway, so they're there having a moment, all of the things. Edmond's like, yeah, she's the one. I love her down so bad. KB mama going there to talk to Edmond. I first was like, who is this lady? I said, this is his adopted mom. KB's mom goes in there. Edmond, you're such a good man. We just love you down bad. He's so hyped up. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes. I'm doing all the things. Get up there to the altar. Yes, he's jumping up, doing his high kicks because he's ready. KB says, I love you, right? But I can't do it. You is smart. You is kind. You are not slow, Edmond. You are not.
Shut up.
He said, I said, what are you doing? He said, I said, Edmond, what are you doing? And I said, don't do anymore. I said, cut the cameras. Because what are you doing? And then he said, this was his only chance at love. And so she walks him off, she takes his hand, and she says, Edmond, I just couldn't do this. You deserve to be with somebody who loves you down bad and who's gonna be here for you like I can't be. Okay. And so she goes on about her business. And then we see Blindside approach him again because she's the only one there to comfort him. His friends can't comfort him. He's spazzing out because Edmond said this was his last chance. He said, if you won't be with me, who's going to be with me? He said, look at me. And it was so heartbreaking. And that white lady got up there and said, and it is sad, y'all. I'm not making light. I'm so sorry, but that's just what I heard in my head. And I had to recount it. And so Blindside comes and she says, she's a sapphire. And I said, how does white lady know what a sapphire is? Like, I was like, is this a trope? Are we getting into that? Is she aware? Is she woke? But he says, you just haven't met your diamond and I'm going to be here. I'm going to be here with you. And he swung a couple punches at the air, I think, and tried to find his way back home. Producers, casting, creators of Love is Blind, you must do time. This was not okay. This was wrong. This was irresponsible. You is nasty. You is mean. And you is unkind. Because why would you do that? I hated it, y'all. And I hated that I had to recount it in that way and make a sad moment comical. I'm so sorry, but I was disgusted and pissed off. Tyra, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm done. I'm off my soapbox.
I don't even know what I'm gonna say now. you know I ain't built tight. Why would you do that? I don't even. Okay. Why you have to make the noise?
That's what he did, Tyra.
It left my mind as soon as you made that goddamn groan. Okay. Ooh. I'm trying to gather my bearings. I said, do it again. Ashley, do it again. Do it again, Ashley. Okay. Oh, Lord, my gut.
Hold on, not the five.
Oh,
Thank you
Lord.
so much for the $5 super chat, y'all.
I don't even know how I'm supposed to follow that, huh? Okay. Seriously. Ooh. Okay. Now, following Ashley and what she had to say about feeling some type of way as far as our opinions about a fellow black man or a black woman, especially when we're getting into KB. We're only judging what we were given, and who she is and how she showed up and represented herself. That doesn't equate to who Edmond is and how he showed up and represents himself. It's two totally different things. But I think it's delusional at this point with Love is Blind to think that every single person, black or white or whatever, comes here with the purest of intentions. She did not. This entire episode gave actress. I was like, girl, sister, are you trying to be in the movies? Are you trying to be on somebody's real production set getting a role? Because baby, claps all up for you. I feel like every single situation with KB, and people could say the same for Edmond because they felt like he was faking. It was so performative. I say the way that you were so able to instantly disconnect and cut it off because this is all the time I have to give you, baby. I don't get paid beyond this. This is the last 1K or whatever I'm getting paid for this, and this is that. And it was just like insane. And she just separated herself. It was so instantaneous. It was like you never gave two F's. You did it. You couldn't possibly have. So it makes me feel like, as far as production and whatever bag she got, I feel like she got an extra bag just to go over here with Edmond and inject some interesting things for the story and get mad. And this is where the B's and you F and you H and you that and whatever the hell I'm calling you because I don't like how you acted. I feel like this was all her turning the screws and trying to make this season exciting and make their dynamic interesting. I feel like this is ridiculous. It was distasteful. It's making me question what's really going on here. That anybody, especially how we rally, especially behind our own, like, sis, don't go there. We don't want y'all here not being properly cared for, loved on, presented out into, the masses, disrespected. We want the best for you. We want the best for ourselves. and for somebody to choose the latter and like, no, but I want this, and I'm going to come here just for this reason and not give two damns about how I'm representing myself and how I'm making this person feel. There is no two ways Edmond thought for a second that she wasn't going to say yes. The
Yeah, he
moment that her mother came to the room, he was like, "Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm more than ready. I all my life." And I said that several times when we talked about it. This is probably the most Edmond has felt fulfilled, like by a partner and like his shot. So there's no way that we're not going to make it. It's KB or bust because I've tried everything,
yeah.
baby. Because you know, some women, especially if he's going for a certain type of woman, they're going to dismiss him, you know, as whatever because they just may not know. It's going to take a special kind of woman to get
Yeah.
into, and there is hope. KB was never that. She pretended very well. I'm like, girl, you ain't nobody's. I don't know what you say her job was.
Social worker, but now I hear she's a makeup artist, they
This ain't, this,
say.
ain't no, this ain't no damn social worker. We know if your emotions are just as unregulated as Edmund's, and we feel like Edmund is on the spectrum, baby, what social working are you doing? Your patients are very thin. You're popping off instantly. But Edmund here, and I knew she was going to say no. So I was like, the quicker we can get to the no,
Yeah.
the quicker we can get this over with. The fact we went through those motions, and this man said my mama couldn't come, and you know what he kind of wanted to allude to or say. He's like, it's not KB. She got some personal issues. I was like, Lord, all right. But she came in there. Did you slide your mama a dub or what? KB, like, what's up? She came like she fed into this. Went in there and hugged. We ain't seen your mama. We didn't even get to have
No.
the sit down or
With your
the
family.
yeah, the cross examination with the family to get to know who Edmund is. But you're sitting here like, oh, he's a good man, Savannah. We love Edmund for the family. This is your potential husband. You gave your mama a little money. Cool. Went in there, hugged on this man. We had the fifth grade teacher come on down to the function. Girl,
I'm
Edmund said,
glad
I'm
he at least had her. If he didn't have his blindside, she wouldn't have had
didn't have
nobody.
anybody. This man here, and it said a lot that his own mother didn't come, but not even just the mother. No family, from what I could tell, was present at
No.
all.
Because he has
It was
4 brothers. He didn't talk about their wives, nieces, nephews, I'm sure. Nobody was there.
no family whatsoever was present, and thankfully we had this teacher there to try to build him back up. And it's like, oh, you were terror, you were the most, but they loved you, Evan. We love you, and it's not. That was very emotional. He was like, my teacher's here, and it's just gonna be good. And he's just all giggity at the out. Oh, she looks so beautiful. That's my wife. Yeah. Then she got her ass up there and said, "Oh, my black king. Oh, put them babies in me. Oh, I just love you, Evan. I love you
Shoot the
down."
club up, what she
He's
said.
he's a special kind of guy. He's special. That Edmund is special. I just hate what it feels like. Like I can see her snickering, like, baby, you were rubbing those Birdman hands together. Like, you have to live after Love is Blind.
Hmm.
You have to go on. Your reputation precedes you. And as a woman, I wouldn't want to present myself this way. And I'm sure she can go off about how she had really good intentions with Edmund and it wasn't anything fake. And she could have really saw herself making babies and getting married to Edmund.
But she
Really?
couldn't.
You're a liar. You're a liar. You can sell that mess to whoever you want to. I don't believe it. Because when we got there and he let out that groan that you did, once she said no, after he said, he was like, you my everything. I'm ready. I love you, KB. I want us to go. We gonna be great. Like, I got big dreams and ideas. I'm gonna be a great husband, great father. We just I love you. Yeah, hell yeah, I'll marry KB. Now it's your turn. I can't. Why not? Why not? And the fact that she kept saying, like, you pushed me, when she called him a stepping stone,
Hmm.
now he's a stepping stone. I thought this was your black king that's gonna put black babies in you. You're a stepping stone. Like, you taught me so much about myself. And he's crying, giving rebuttals, so like, don't like just cut it off or like disconnect, push me to the side like that. Like, if we could still have a, I knew it wasn't ish when she didn't say like no at the altar doesn't mean no to a relationship or as pursuing something further. Because as much as I care about you, I couldn't
Yeah.
just cut you off like that. If we can't get married now. I don't think we're ready for that. But maybe that can be something later. But I still want us to date. I still want us to be
She
friends,
was
or
like,
I
no.
still want. No, I mean, you taught me so much about myself. Respect to you, Evan. You're a special kind of guy. You're a stepping stone to whomever I'm going to be with later. Asshole behavior.
Yeah. It
Trash
was
behavior.
definitely, she clocked out. It was like a job. She clocked out and said, all
Yeah, it
right,
was a
time to stop
job.
playing.
It was as
Time
good
to
as she
stop.
picked up that dress and went on her way and went in there and cried to her mom. Like, girl, that's all some stage hot mess. Meanwhile, Edmund is literally flipping out, thinking that this was his first and only real chance to find true
Of
love and
love.
have a wife. and somebody get him, and she walked away. He's dying on the inside, and she's just like, well, got to be quicker than that. I just couldn't do it. Why couldn't you do it? Everything in the season that you presented, you act like you could.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like all the other relationships, you could see the contingencies and the disconnects. And it's like, oh hell, they ain't making it. All we've seen for the most part is her emotions going up and down. Either she's really pissed and she's cursing and berating and belittling and mothering. Girl, when she like cuffed his head, like baby, it's all right. I was like, get off of him mothering that man. Like, it's okay, Snuggapoo. It's good. Like, you're gonna find someone. I'm just not that one. You deserve somebody who's fully into you. If you weren't fully into him, then why the hell are we
Right,
here?
that's fine. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I felt like she clocked out and she was a paid actress. And it was like, it's scene. I'm done. I belittled this whole situation and endured Edmond and your antics as long as I could. Whew, I'm excited. Production, did you get what you need? I'm leaving. That's all I got from that, and I thought it was sad as hell.
It was. Because, like I said, the production, casting, all of that is one thing. But for you to be, and that's the other thing they say, well, you don't know what production coerced her to do. There's nothing production can coerce a grown woman to do or a grown man to do. Like, people do what they want to do for their reasons that they want to do it. But the fact that she was complicit in this, like, yeah. Payday someday, baby. Jen Kirkman, thank you so much for the 199 super chat. I was gonna get to it, friend. Thank you. But yeah, it was terrible. I didn't see anything good coming from him being casted on this show in the first place. And we knew on that honeymoon when she wasn't giving him no coot nanny, it was like a game. Like, all right, I'm gonna play with him for these next couple weeks. I'm gonna get this check.
Especially when she
I'm gonna get
presented
this.
as activities. She
Yeah.
presented as like, oh my god, this dress, I look like a virgin because I'm not. And we looked at Edmund sideways, like, no, you should not be requesting or expecting ass on the fly because you're comparing yourself to other relationships. But it's like, well, damn, you was given. What makes me different? Why don't you want to sleep with me? You was sleeping for everybody else for less. But I thought you loved me. There should never be an expectation for what a woman should do with her body. But in every single instance, she presented herself in a sexual manner. And like, whoo, girl, if I was a fly on the wall, if y'all could have seen me back then, like I was outside with all these men. But I'm not like that anymore. I don't do that no more. I'm not ratchet no more. Are you sure? Are you
Yeah.
sure? Because when you got to me, you don't want to sleep with me. And it wasn't given like, oh, I'm saving. We should have known it was BS. I'm saving myself till whatever. It was never that. You didn't want to delve into that with him because you knew you had no intentions of staying with this man or being anybody's potential wife.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like,
I
I
just
just want to know, like, how far did it go? Like, how long were you pretending? Were you even attracted to Edmund? Did you care for him at all?
I think, well, the way that people are talking about in all of the interviews and everything is that the other girls in the house are saying that Edmund was pushed on them by producers. The producers
Yes,
were going to have Edmund on the show no matter what. And I think she's just the one who would do it.
yeah,
Honestly, yeah, you were just the one that was willing to do it. I don't think anybody else was even going to play like that. Like, because honestly, it's really mean spirited. Ultimately, you did this for a good edit or because you wanted to bolster your career or get a. And she has a select demographic who support her down. Think she did a great job. Think that she did everything right. My thing is, even if she was genuine coming out of the pods at his first explosion in terms of behaviors and stuff like that, immediately there should have been I know this isn't going to work and I don't even want to be part of this process with you, Edmund. We can still film and do whatever we need to do if they asked us to, but baby, as far as a relationship, this isn't it. And I just think it's sad because it really played in on his trauma of rejection and abandonment, not only as a child, but on the wedding day for your bio mom who you've been trying to reconnect with to not show up just to get rejected. Like it's there's a lot of things in it, and I just don't think you do anybody like that. I don't think you treat people that way.
No real social worker would move in this manner because you'll be worried about just your accountability as a social worker, and you want to be perceived like I still have to work. I still got to go into my daily whatever job. It's not giving that. Like, did you lie about that too? It's just alarming. Even when we get into Edmund, the fact that the only black people who are presented in this way, it's just really problematic. And I would just love if nobody went back on this show. Like, do what you want with them other people. When we go, I don't want to see us on these shows anymore. If this is what it's coming to, it's just ridiculous. And this didn't do anything for Edmund. If this got some eyes on Edmund and he can get whatever the proper channels to regulate some things and
Support
make
and
him
help.
emotionally stable and get some support, that would be great. But as far as what this is doing for Black families and this ain't doing nothing for the Black people who come on Love Is Blind and they try to find love.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah. Yeah, Nicole says that part, Tyra. Life after Love is Blind. Your character is showing KB for sure. Inga says Edmund should have got the breakup Jordan got. That's exactly what I said. That's what I said in my short. Like that would have been a kindness. That would have been a decency. That would have been, that kind of moment. I'm my bad, X-Men super fan Emma Frost. I didn't missed it. You didn't gifting memberships. 5 more for the struggle is real. If you got a free membership, be sure to thank X-Men superfan Emma Frost. And I think they did another gifting earlier in the thing too that I may have missed. But one more question for you, Tyra, before we get on down to here and ease down the road. When Blindside was out there talking to him and said that KB was a sapphire, did you think she understood or knew the definition of a sapphire and what it means to Black culture and Black women? Or do you think she was just making a gem comparison? I've only ever heard white professors discuss the term sapphire. I was like, how do you know that? How do you know what a sapphire is?
I know that teacher, that blindside teacher, as you called her. I know her. For her to invest, and I'm sure there's a lot of mini Edmonds under her belt, like when he was, saying like my schoolwork and I was struggling. She did overtime. These are the people who go out of their way to get, certain nuances and want to like that. That's the like, but I'm an ally. That's that's what that's giving. Like if she's concerned and cares enough to come all the way down for a 5th grade. Look how old Edmund grown as hell. 5th
And she said
grade.
she went to all his college games.
Yeah,
Baby, she been
like
in his
his
life his
college
whole
name,
life.
but she's been supportive and she's been, oh Lord, thankfully a consistent presence in his life and probably a maternal figure. Baby, that's mama. She went and did some homework. Oh, that ain't nothing but a sapphire. Oh, girl, that ain't no diamond. That is not your last chance. I think she fully understood. She has to be this invested in the likes of Edmund or anybody else that she feels the need to go the extra mile for.
Yeah. And just an FYI, if you guys don't know what a sapphire, it's a stereotype or a trope attached to Black women that they're loud, super angry, malicious, aggressive, and things like that. It's definitely got a negative connotation. You'll see it in literature, you'll see it in movies, and it's just about the way people perceive Black women, somewhat minstrelsy. So, but yeah, it was very interesting because I was like, huh, girl? Like, did you just say a
I
sapphire?
read it. Brandon said, did she say sapphire? Because in my head, I was like, she probably said like ruby or like some
Baby.
stone. She's like, she's a sapphire. I was like, oh. I was like, yeah, I feel like she's been in some rooms. Who your husband is, man?
Yeah, girl. Who you marry? Who, what, how you know that? But anyway, y'all, anything else, Tyra, that you want to add to the weddings? The weddings was really short. I mean, I don't know why they've stretched this season the way that they have.
Ridiculous. When they stretched it, and it was like, and it's the dramatic dun 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 in the end. Like in Megan's, well, yeah, there's some things I need to share. It's like you guys are pushing it. I feel like this show is losing momentum to get into this type of spectacle. All like, Lord, as if we didn't have enough, but to go this far, I feel like it's losing the plot and it's turning viewers off. But I'm like, you're doing more of the things that we don't want to see. There's always going to be spectacle, but we came here for Cameron and Lauren. That's what got us here. We was down here for their dynamic and how transparent and vulnerable they were, and it felt so honest and true. Like, oh my God, like yes, we believe it. And we kept coming, like, okay, who's our Cameron and Lauren this season? Who's our couple that we believe in and it's real, and they're gonna really blossom after this show and have a long lasting marriage. That's what we signed on for, as well as all of the spectacle type of things that were happening in the background. This was just full on spectacle. 2 couples made it to the altar and both said no. What are
Both
we
said
doing
no.
here? I don't think it
That's what
can
I'm saying. So love ain't
continue
blind.
on like with this type of momentum. How? I just don't think it could continue. And like I said, I have to finish, but even the one, and I didn't get far enough into it to get to this point, but it seems like the more foreign Love is Blind, it's like, well, they seem to
Okay.
be trying to kind of do the right thing over there. What's happening in America? What's happening over here? What's happening to
Taylor, lay
where
it down.
God bless America? What are we doing that we're, having to authorize or incentivize? KB to like, yeah, girl, for a cute little yang yang. And I don't even think I can even give her the excuse of the pause. The way that those other women in the background that we didn't see, those black women were like, yeah, you're not gonna push Edmond on me. I'm uncomfortable with the interaction in the pods. I don't want to pursue that further. But you said, hell yeah, sign me up, put me in the game, coach. I want some of that. So what else? I feel like she probably got more to try
Well,
to.
I'm wondering if it's too hot to handle because I've seen a lot of the people that don't make it as far as Love Is Blind. They get to go on that other show where there's probably men more her type um, that are there. But I
Yes,
don't know, girl.
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
Said Tiffany Burt, all of them really good, and we still had the Cameron and Lauren, and on the other side we had the man who was potentially down low when he told that woman by the pool her wig was sliding back. We still had mess, and it was still good. Like, we don't need to go all the way here. Once you put certain people together, it's just gonna happen. You don't have to curate stuff this goddamn far.
Yeah, I think that's the problem. I think it's the curation. I think it's the production. And it boils down to casting. You casted people intentionally that you knew were like shady as hell or, vulnerable. A member of vulnerable communities, in my opinion. And it's just for ratings. Like, what I think people are nuanced and complex enough that you could get people who really were coming here for the right reasons and still get the drama that you were looking for. This was cheap to me. Thank you so much, Shalisa, for the $5 super chat. Tubi, not calling her Tubi, could have taken those skates Ed bought her and left after episode 7. She was telling Edmond she wanted him to, that's what she said.
The club.
What, madam? Stop. Exactly. Because, girl, why would you say? I said, this is who you want to impregnate you, miss? You want.
I'm gonna be like really mean and say disrespectful things and belittle, and then one minute I'm gonna tell how much I love him and how handsome he is, and tell him to shoot this club up, and you're gonna make a good father because I want to make sure we make it on down to that aisle.
Yeah,
Wow.
perfect match. What I say? Too hot to handle? That's one of them. But yeah, perfect match, too. Either one.
I
They're
don't
good.
know about that. I'm sure, but I don't know. Is it who would be looking for? Well, I don't know. Like you said, she does have fans. Maybe I won't be one of them. Like, ooh, I'm so happy KB's here. Maybe she'll find someone more suitable for her. I want her to win. I don't feel like that at all. I want Edmund to win more than anything. I want him to get everything that he needs to progress further and get more stable and really be potentially somebody's husband because he's better off than he was in the way that we met him in this show. And we're not going, yeah. Actually, make the little
I'm
noise one more
not.
time.
I'm not doing it
Please,
again.
Ashley, please.
Because I don't even know. I can't even do it. We'll have to rewind it. I'll have to rewind it.
Gotta make the Edmund groan. One
No,
more
this
kid.
this man in here, he judging me for it. I ain't gonna do it. I feel
Oh,
bad now. That's how
yeah,
it
yeah.
sounded.
I was like, oh my god, Evan, are you okay? I was like, oh my goodness. It's like, oh, yeah, yeah. Girl, he's about to. I was like, oh my god, he's about to spontaneously combust at the altar. Somebody get up there and just. He's like, oh no. He's like, no. But she say no, and it was like as soon as she didn't say yes, and it was like, I can't.
It's
Oh
so,
my
it's
god.
I was gonna say it had to be recreated because it was pivotal. It was a pivotal moment. Like it was.
I was like, damn. He said, man, I thought this was my wife. Piss me off, KB. I thought we was in this.
He was like, oh, God, I poor Edmund. X-Men super fan of us. Thank you for the super chat. For me, nothing was worse or as hilarious as that guy that fake cried and had to use the bottle.
Ooh.
What season was that?
Oh man.
Hey, the Whitney Eddie, good to see you, boo. Good to see you. Hope all is well. But y'all, that was the wedding episode. I'm gonna get off here before I get in trouble, because Lord have mercy. It went where it needed to go because we needed it. It needed to be recorded for posterity and for the history of it all. But Tyra, let the people know what you got going on before we get out of here tonight.
Tomorrow we are coming back with 3 lives again. Tomorrow is Friday, and on Fridays we get into Reasonable Doubt, Abbott Elementary, and Fine Man Debauchery. So if you want to be a part of those things, be sure to put those notifications on and join us tomorrow for all 3 of them. What Birdman say? I handle all 3 of y'all. Be sure to show up for all 3 of those lives, please.
Yeah, come on through, you guys. It's gonna be a good time. If you thought tonight was a laugh riot, you haven't seen anything yet. If you've never been to a Fine Men Friday, it's going to be uh, a good time, but we love y'all down real bad. Thank you guys for coming through and always supporting these lives. The reunion airs on October 29th. We'll probably come back and talk the reunion. We've taken it this far. Might as well do one more week. But we appreciate y'all. Thank you for supporting the live, and we will see y'all in the next video tomorrow night. Reasonable doubt. Good night.